Hello, this is your host. I'm not gonna touch the freaking computer because yesterday I did that and it just changed screens. I can't get back to the screen for some reason. It's weird. And yeah, so tonight, what are we talking about? What are we talking about tonight? Let me see. I want to introduce to everyone to my show. What I'm saying on the thing is I'm starting an online radio station. So this is kind of like a radio station. It was radio.co, but it didn't work out. So I'm gonna just use YouTube. And I got a few things I want to talk about. Problem solving in the world, number one. Number two, religion. Number three, relationships. Number four, family resolutions and marriages. Number five, education in today's schools. Number six, orientation, sexual orientation. That's a big one. Number seven, career choices. And number eight, future of human survival. Okay. So, I'm not getting real feedback. So, people watching me, I don't know. But I'm doing this for my family. Halung. Okay. That's the real name. That's the real name. All right. All right. I hope everyone I know is talking, watching. And I want to discuss a few things. I'm not sure if it's illegal to talk about it. The government is kind of like watching my activities, and but yeah, okay, this is the thing. But yeah, I switch over to Vietnamese. Um, I hear a lot of things, and this is my rent channel. Okay, so just watch it, and if it makes sense to you, good. This is gonna be my rant channel. If they don't like this video or something, shoot, this is freedom speech. Okay, I'm gonna do that. My family needs to know, and I need to talk about it because um, there are many things there are many things happening in my life right now. I'm looking at the camera. Sometimes I look at the phone, or I'm looking at myself in the video, and I'm looking at to you. I'm looking somewhere else. But yeah, this is the thing. There's something going on in the world right now. All right, and it's happening to me. Tom Long with the U. All right. The government can censor this video. I don't care. I'll just make another video. They're checking out everything I do. My phone, my Apple phone. They're leaking information from my phone. And what I say on here might be recanted or silenced. I don't know. But I'll check my video. It better be good. Because I'll complain about censorship. And censorship is not good in America because America is about freedom of speech. All right. All right. So let's go all the way back. Let's go all the way back. In 2006, I went to the military, the U.S. Army. When you're stressed out and you become sick, The military helps you with that. They're liable. So I got sick. But here's the thing. I realized I'm not sick. I was attacked. And if you look online and look up remote view was researched by the CIA back in the 60s. Back in the 60s. And it was banned by Congress in the 70s. Okay. I could get the police might watch this, the law enforcements and the intelligence agencies. They probably look up my videos. And you know what? They say all the view counts on my videos are changed. Instead of like 3, it's 3 million. That's what they say. And I'm trying to monetize and they won't give me a dime because 3 views, you don't qualify. They say I cheated. In 2010, I directed a movie called Grounded. Okay, you can go on YouTube. It's called, the distributor put it out as Christmas Curfew. And that one has 228,000 views since 2 years ago. Now there's another Comedy Central or something put it out as Grounded, and that one has less views because the title is a little different. All right. So I made Grounded. Grounded has a shootout scene that somehow got the attention of the U.S. military. They think that the shootout scene is can be a good case study for military soldiers training to how to fight, how to war, how to engage. So yeah, that's why they're interested in that movie. And they say I heard that it made over $1 billion in Amazon, but Amazon is not reporting it. So I'm not getting any of the money. Oh, and also in 2008. Well, okay, I got out in 2000. The military. I got out in 2007, and I was a little messed up. They diagnosed me as having a schizophrenic form disease. Okay, and I'll talk about something else. This is false. That the real issue is a remote view attack. That's what it is. It's a remote view attack. You can attack people by remote view. So I'll get back to this once I talk more about it down the road, and then I'll explain what happened when I got attacked in the U.S. Army in 2006. So after I got into the hospital, I stayed up and waited for out processing until I got out in July of 2007. Okay, so before I went into the military, I went to film school. I went to LACC, LA City College. I studied 2 semesters and 1 quarter, winter quarter, before I left for the Army. Okay. So when I came back from the military, I tried to go back to a job. It didn't work out because I was so messed up. That was placed in Garner Grove called Jerusalem Aircraft Interiors. All right. Here's the thing. Okay, so I went back to film school. I finished my film school, and I took I think like 4 classes each semester. So that's 8 more classes, and I finished by June of 2008. Yeah, by June of 2008, I was done, and then I got a job. Okay, I got a job for that. It was a manufacturing engineering job that helped me save some money for the film for a movie I started planning for, which is Grounded. So I was kind of stuck in 2009, having to sue. I did business and it fell apart, so I sued the partner all the way until like September of 2010. I got a judgment, and then I started planning for the film. And then we started shooting the film starting in November 2010. The script was written by Julian Phillips, my writer. Yeah, so we met in early in 2007 in January, and he wrote the script. No, he didn't write the script then. Um, we got in touch in 2007 when I came back in July of 2007. That winter, December 2007, I paid him for the script of Grounded, and he wrote it in 2 weeks in January of 2008. So when I was going through a film school, I got a script done, and going when I was finishing LACC, I got a script done. Yeah, yeah. So here's what happened next. Um, we made the film in 2007, 2010, and then finished in April 2011. We shot for 22 days, or actually 21 days. And then in when I edited the film, it needed help. It needed some kind of like pizzazz. It wasn't good. So I waited until December 2012 to do some reshooting, and also a new scene, a shootout scene, where they bury the money. But in 2012 is a big year. Okay, 2012 is a big year. And several things happened in 2012. What I found out is when Julian wrote the Tomorrow collection for me, Mars Outpost and Jupiter Plan. He started the first book in 2008. When I was working as as an engineer, Julian invited me to the Paso Robles Digital Film Festival, put out by his friend there. I forgot his name. I'll look it up later. Let's see. It might be Benjamin. Uh, let's see. I can't find his name now. Yeah, so the film festival was nice. We saw Kevin Bacon had a band there, and Clint Eastwood was there. I didn't see Clint Eastwood, but I saw Kevin Bacon on the stage. But we didn't talk to anybody. We went to another part of the venue, and the director of the film, the documentary of the film of that the documentary about bull riding, or about the film 8 Seconds, with Luke Perry and Cynthia Gear was there. So I met them. I didn't talk to them, but I saw them, and that was kind of cool. You know, I was trying to break into Hollywood, and I saw people, actors and directors. So yeah, so what happened in 2008 was Julian's life was falling apart. He was living in a trailer, and eventually he was falling behind rent, and he lost his house. So he got homeless. So he moved to another venue to live. So I was like, okay, let's do this. I, I got a book project, and I'll pay you a weekly, stipend, and you can write chapters. And it turned out to be Mars Outpost, and that went on for about 150 weeks or something. 150,000 words. So each chapter is about 2,000 words. So it's about 70 weeks. So it's about a year and a half total. So 18 months. Yeah. And after that, I had another book. So he worked on that, called Jupiter Plan. And that was another 18 months. So by 2010, we were shooting the film, Grounded, and Julian was still writing the second book, and that finished up um, in late 2011 or early 2012. Yeah, so in 2012, so by the end of 2011, I probably had uploaded Mars Outpost onto Amazon. And what it is, I found out later. I found out within the last 12 months that I was sanctioned by the U.S. government for writing the Tomorrow collection books. Yeah, and I heard by January 2012, someone had someone at Amazon alerted the authorities that my books were having big orders, but I was never it was never reported to my back office, so I didn't see it. That's what I heard. I'm telling you all this, so you know what's going on in my head, but whether it's true or not, it has to be verified. So by January 2012, they say I was already a millionaire, but I couldn't get the money. I couldn't get the money. So I didn't know I was a million. So I kept on working. And so at the time I was working at Actron. I'm in Corona, and I was coming up to my 5 years on retirement, the temporary retirement list with the U.S. Army. I think by March I went to Fort Lewis, and I talked to the colonel there, and I guess it was determined that I'll go into retirement, you know. And I got, I think in June, a letter in June saying I'm not retired from the U.S. military army, and a month, and then I think so then in July, my dad died. He was sick with cancer for like 4 years before that, since 2010, since I started making the movie. And I remember my parents helping making things like spaghetti and baked chicken, for the crew, for cast and crew. Yeah, it was good. Um, it was a good time. I had fun making the movie. Grounded was fun. Grounded was very fun. Yeah. And when I was editing, um, I felt the movie needed to have a good intro, a better intro. So we shot additional footage for the bank robbery in December of 2012. But yeah, after I dropped it into the editor, um, I realized we got something. We got a good film. It's not high budget. It's low budget, but it's a good film. With all the editing done and the visual effects, the audio. The audio was not done, but the picture was done. And then after that, I just got sick again. It was the same thing. Um, I felt sick, and it was a remote view attack. It was a remote view attack, and every time before I would feel sick, I would take a pill. You know, it's kind of like a sleeping pill, but they say it lowers your integrity. But every time I feel that, I feel like that, kind of like dizzy, drowsy, disoriented. It's because somebody is attacking me, and I can't really tell who it is right now, on this video. But yeah, it was an attack in 2012. So I first got attacked in 2006, like September 2006, and then December of 2012. So you know what remote view is this? People talk to you. People in your life talk to you, and you can hear it in your head. That's remote view is public. Everybody know about it. Everybody can do it. Parents can remote view their kids. Kids can remote view their parents. It's kind of weird. It's not very wide known because it was canceled in the 70s by Congress. So people were not supposed to use it. But it came back since 2005 for me. So yeah, I'm at 26 minutes. I'm just gonna rant on. I can go for hours and hours. Let's just do the whole thing tonight. Let's talk about this video all tonight. Remote view. Remote view is kind of crazy. Right now, even right now, I can hear people plan to get rid of me. My wife even wants to get rid of me because she's complaining I'm too slow. I don't have any kids. When we have kids, you don't mess around. But why do I want kids? I want to mess around. So what's wrong with that? Leave me alone. I want to mess around. That's my life. I have a wife. I'll go live with her, but there's many complications. There's few complications. Remote view, you can hear people from around the world. They just got the same, and when you know them, you have their integrity. If you know them, they can talk to you. It's weird. It's kind of crazy. It has to be controlled. So you gotta say something. If you say something and people hear and it's illegal, yeah, they might gonna sound off and say something to you. A lot of people don't know what's going on. They lie, and then you can't do anything. You can't. There's no progress when they lie, and you don't reach anything. So it's kind of like a catch-22. You don't want to say you don't want to tell people what it is because they call it going from one medium to the next, which is in your head to reality, and from reality to your head, and keep it separate. But a lot of people are they're not honest. A lot of people are not honest, and they're a different person, inside your head, and they're a different person outside your head. It's very confusing. That's the problem. That's the problem. And I'm talking because I'm sick of it, and I want to make a documentary. I mean, I want to document it in this video. It's gonna be like 3 hours. I'll tell you that. It's gonna be 3 hours. I'm turning this fan. I hope it's not gonna. Let me turn on the. It's getting warm. You know what? Nobody's signing on. I don't see anybody logging on, so that's kind of weird. That's controlling my view count, so nobody watches it. But anybody watching it should know. No, I don't want. I don't want to do this anymore. So I'm gonna need a documentary, so I don't have to talk about this anymore. And for the last 12 months, I've been married to uh, a pop singer, superstar, and running around, my family. So right now, my family's all screwed up. There were U.S. Army generals involved, and all my family hate me. And I hate them too. I hate them too. So my whole family's screwed up. My mom comes out as bisexual. She says she's a man, in her head. She's a man. So let's see. What are we talking about? Just taking a break, cooling down because it's got hot. I'm hoping my family can watch this. It's crucial for them. So 2012, I got out of the hospital. The end of December or early December, January 2013. So we talked about the attack is by remote view. A remote view attack. Remote view is when people find you in their head, and it's really weird. It's really weird. So yeah, that's remote view attack. By 2013, I didn't have any more money. Finished the audio, and then we worked on a documentary. Nico, my friend, and I worked on putting together the footage for the making of the movie, the documentary of making Grounded. So that's in the property. But yeah, that's not released yet. And then I filed for bankruptcy in 2013 because what had happened to me in 2008. So 5 years later, I filed for bankruptcy. I think during 2013, my family went to Mexico for vacation, so that was fun. And then I got a job in Tucson, and starting 2000 January 2nd, 2014. It's at the Aerospace Tucson. It's kind of cool. It's a cool job. It's a good job. I made a lot of money. Yeah. And then I went to the hospitality business. I purchased um, a park, an RV park in Tucson. I purchased the RV park, and it closed in August, August of 2015. And then I went on a tour, a self-guided tour in Ukraine in the end of 2015. Self-guided tour. So I flew to 3 cities. The first city was, I think, it was Kiev, and I met a woman. That didn't work out. And then I went to Kharkiv, and then I met a woman. That didn't work out. She was like a taller woman. And then I went to Odessa and met another woman. That was fun. She was nice. She was pretty. But we lost touch after I came back to the States. But when I came back to the States, I was talking to another woman, and I called her on the phone, and she picked up. So I realized she was real. So we kept in touch, because I came back to already. So we just kind of kept in touch by text. So that was good. That's the beginning in 2015. And then so by the end of 2015, I got laid off from the Tucson job, and then I started panicking, and then I started finding work, and then that didn't work out. So I decided to go drive trucks. So in February 2016, I was in Colorado, you know, at a trucking school. That took like 5 weeks, and then I jumped on the truck for 3 months. So I switched from my trainer for like I was with my trainer for 4 weeks, and then I switched to my team driver, and I was with him for like 2 months, and then we drove through you know one of the states in the upper central states, and I thought I saw somebody really familiar, and it freaked me out. It freaked me out, and I started feeling these the remote view attack again, and this is the third time it's happening to me, a third time. So yeah, I was feeling like people were attacking me by remote view, all the way from that state in the center of America, and we drove all the way down to Riverside, California. And when in the beginning, when you get disoriented from these attacks, you turn into a little child, because you don't know what's going on. It's really terrible. You turn into a little child, and that happened to me 3 times. So yeah, I don't remember who picked me up um, and took me to the hospital. But here's the thing about the hospital. I get the feeling that some soldiers never make it out of the hospital. They just get sick or too sick and die, and some of them can't get, won't don't get buried. So I don't have proof for that. That's what I heard in the VA system. It's terrible. Every time I go into the hospital, I risk my life. It's terrible. Yeah, it's terrible. So yeah, so about 2 weeks I was out. I don't remember anymore. That was in June. So I was in the 2 weeks. So by June 15, I was out. And then I was so disoriented. I needed a job, so I got a paper out job. I did that for 3 months, and then after 3 months, I felt better. I got a trucking job again at KKW. KKW. I did that for 3 months. It was solo driving. It was cool, but through this cold weather, it was kind of lonely. I went to a diner for Thanksgiving, and I was by myself, and it wasn't very nice. It wasn't very nice. It was cold. It was Thanksgiving. Every truck driver was out there in the cold. I got like some kind of like beef stew meal. It was nice. That was my Thanksgiving meal. And then I went back to the truck. I went back to the truck. So I during when I was driving KKW, I started thinking about the third book, and I wrote a proposal to Julian, and then he wrote me an extended outline, and then he sent it back to me, and I was like, nah, you can't deviate from my outline on in this book. So I rejected that outline, and so with that, and then that book is eventually called Cobalt. And you go to my website, tomlung.net. You can see it. You can see the three books. See the three books. Yeah, NRA Cats, nice. I'm waiting for their magazine, but I don't care about the magazine. Maybe it'll come next week or next month. Yeah, and I went shooting, and on my X, at Real Tom Long, you can see my score. I didn't count the score, but someone counted the score probably, and then probably put in the comments. It's a nice pattern, and I heard it was a good score. Someone probably gave me a comment said it was a good score. So yeah, I haven't shot in about 15 years since the army. I have a nice you know I bought a nice Glock 23. But I gave it to my brothers, and they said they don't know where it is right now. My feeling is that so one of the brothers have it. So yeah, I live my life very comfortable. People say I dress weird. I'm retired, but I'm dressed weird. I like to live my life comfortable. Okay, so I'm sorry. I feel my I wear a ring for a woman, and actually there's two women in my life now. Believe it or not, I'll explain later during another video. So so I always wanted to go back to Hollywood. So by January of 2017, I quit. I just quit KKW. I forgot to give them back the stuff. I hope they forgive me. Yeah, so that was a good job. The one of the recruiters called me back recently, but I decided I'm not gonna do trucking right now. I'm gonna stay local because there's problems with my family right now. Okay, and I have to stay local to kind of help help fix stuff in the family. Yeah, so that's another story. Um, so 17 by March, I found a job in Miami. I drove to Miami, and Timmy, my young brother, he was home and he was helping my mom. I asked a lot from him, and he's kind of upset with me right now. Since 2017, now it's 2024. It's been 7 years, and he is upset at me because he feels like I push on to him the job that I was supposed to do. So I have to make up, in the future. It's very crappy right now. It's very crappy. It's very crappy. So by September 2017, I left that job because I just wanted to leave because it was 6 months contract. I didn't want to stay anymore because I was worried about the park. I should have done that because at the park I was upgrading, making a bathroom because one of the tenants was a grandma, a mother, and a daughter, and then they were living in a little camper before, and I was trying to build them a bathroom. And yeah, so I was worried about that. And long story short, later on when I had to sell the park, I just left everything there because the city said it wasn't permitted. I instead of throwing it away, I just left it for the new owner. But yeah, so by September of 017, I was back, and then I got a job. I got a local job at Monogram in the city industry, and yeah, yeah, I got a job, but it didn't work out. After about 4 weeks, I was gone because I did. It did after about a couple of weeks, I was gone. Um, I didn't get along with the trainer. But it worked out because it was my first year to go to meet my girlfriend in Ukraine. I flew there in December for 2 weeks, and I met her, and it was great. It was great. I hope she's still around. Um, we uh, we got we got in touch. We kind of hit it off, and by the end of 2 weeks, it was like I kind of asked her in impromptu, and then she said there's potential. There's potential for someone like me. So yeah, that's the first year I met my fiance, and hopefully she's still around. And by remote by remote view, you can probably talk to her. Talk to people, your girlfriend, your boyfriend, your mom, dad, wife, husband. Okay, so 18, I got a job in Seattle um, in March. So from March to April, and then I got a job back I didn't stay that long because I wanted to go back to work in a local job, and it was an aviation job in Riverside, California. So I came back. I drove back down. I was in Seattle for 1 month, and I drove down in May. Started a job in June, and it turned out to be a pain in the ass job. So by June, I was working again and doing Uber and making extra money. So I told Julian, hey, let's start writing Cobalt migration chapters again. So it started up. So the first, oh, before that, I convinced. I had to drive to his house and convince Julian, my writer, for 3 days. I think maybe in June. In June, and and um, yeah, in June, and he started writing, and then by November, I walked off the job or something. I don't know what happened. I got laid off, and the paper said there was lack of work, so I got laid off. And I told Julian, hey, I got laid off, so let's stop writing the chapter. And June said he was kind of pissed off because he was looking forward to, the income. So that was 18, and then 19. I got a job. I got a Craigslist job to be um what do you call it? A sales job. It was mm, with a friend, a woman, Miss Joanna, and it was a distribution job. So it was a sales rep job. When you sell somebody's product, you get a 10% or something commission. So I did that for a month or two, and that didn't work out. So I came back and did trucking with an ex girlfriend's brother. We did local recycling from Paris to Long Beach, and from Fontana to Long Beach. Yeah. Yep. So yeah, I did that until 19, and then so from April 19, I was uh, owner op because I got a truck. I got a loan from my sister. Right, she gave me a loan. I was paying it back, and then by s- by August 31st, August 31st, 2020, I got into a truck accident. So that ended my trucking career. So I went back and I traded stocks. From then, uh, and then what happened in January, and all this time, when I was driving trucks, I told Julian to go back and start writing chapters since June of 2019, and then from 2019 to 20, and then by January 21, um, he finished the chapter. He finished the book, or by December, the end of December, he was of 2020, he finished the book, and 2 weeks after that, he lost his eyes. I don't know what happened. He lost his eyes. He just became blind. Yeah, yeah. So yeah. Anyways, anyways, in January 15, he lost his eyes, somewhere around there. So I was telling people when he lost his eyes and this and that. So Julian was trying to adjust to it, and then I stayed at that office for until uh, August or September of 21, and then my cousin, he said, "Hey, I live in Seattle too. Come to live in my house." So we hooked up, and I lived in his camper. I lived in his camper. So I was waiting for the job, and when I went in there for a Boeing job, it got canceled. It got canceled. So when it got canceled, I went to look work for uh, a snowboard skiing clothing outfitter, and I did that for like 2 months. And also I was doing two jobs. I was working at a Days Inn, in Seattle, and then so I got another job with Boeing, and it starts in November something, November 10 or something, November 9 or something. So I drove all the way to I left Seattle. I drove all the way to New Orleans, and I found out it was a NASA facility. It was a math. It was called math, MAF. Um, it was called math. What's math stand for? Uh, Manufacturing Assembling Facility for NASA, and they built external tanks for the space shuttle. Yeah, so that was kind of cool. That was kind of cool. Yeah, I know this is introduction to my talk show, but I want to tell everybody about my what happened to me. So this is it. It'll be done in like maybe another half an hour. So from there, I worked the job from November 21, and then 22. By February 22, I switched to on floor second shift, and I went and met a guy named Lennis, and he was kind of good, at his engineering. And for some reason, I couldn't get planning right away. He usually trained some people for 2 weeks, but he kept having to train me for like 3 months. But he kept at it, and I was trying to work. But yeah, I can't believe it. I survived there until maybe October of 2022, and then I decided to go back to play stocks or something, and that didn't work out. So I decided to go trucking again. I found a job with FedEx. So I drove to Columbus, Ohio by December. And then I stayed there over in a hotel. And it was snowing. And did that job for like 2 months, 3 months, December, January, February. And then, this is what happened. Somebody started talking to me in my head and turned out to be another wife in January of 2022. So yeah, uh, 22 no 2023, January 2023, and then by the end of February, I drove back to New Orleans and California, and back and forth, and I went back to my mom's house, and I was very disoriented. I didn't know what was happening. I met my family. They were trying to get me to. They were trying to commit me, to the hospital, and And yeah, you know, this is a wife that was said to be married to me since 1994. You know, can you believe that? Um, I can't say her name, but yeah, and she was 6 years old. I was 18, and you know, all through the stages of my life, she was involved in deciding. She has some deciding factor, but there's another thing too. There's people that thinks, you know, I might be some kind of biblical figure that is are following me, and they're also part responsible why I was hospitalized the first 3 times. I'll get I'll talk about that a little later, or maybe I'll just leave it there for now. But yeah, and then you know what? There was one thing that I didn't understand that I I heard in my head, and I told the officer uh, in in February of 2023. Um, and then, you know, he used that as, you know, saying, you know, I'm calling I'm psycho. So he said, yeah, I wasn't he said I was going to be arrested, but yeah, he just took me to Huntington Beach Hospital. And then they took me to a place in Riverside. They took me to a place in Riverside. And every time I go to the hospital, I fear for my life. I fear for my life. And there, you know, they have people in there that try to hurt you. So yeah, I stayed there for 2 weeks, or yeah, something like that. It was a long 2 weeks, and then they got me into some kind of resting home for like 4 weeks. But I only want to stay there for 2 weeks, and and I got out, and then I went back to my mom's house. Was slowly kind of recovered, but here's the thing: my family all is involved in some kind of corruption with the U.S. government, and it's not really all of the U.S. government. America always has some. America is always 50-50, and um, this corruption is, you know, I can't explain on here, but it involves a president, a former president, where 140 families are involved. People in my family, the Luong family, my immediate siblings, which is my immediate family. So my siblings and my uncles and aunts from both sides of my dad's and my mom's side, and also my acquaintances in my life that was questioned, but they never gave me the statements. You know what they said. They're investigating. You know where because I was because Julian um may have said something when he was writing Mars Outpost and Jupiter Plan, um, that the world was alerted to maybe this new story, and they thought that was real. Um, and also the gunfight in Grounded. The world thought that something's happening. So my Amazon account made a lot of money. A lot of money. I can't tell you how much, but it's over $1 billion. And that's why the presidents are investigating my account, uh, the Tomorrow collection in Amazon. And yeah, so The thing is that I was they got money into their account. The 140 families, they got money into the account, like many millions. And the only condition is that if when I die, they get it. Only I have to die for them to get it. So this is the time right now. They're getting low on their money, and they want me to finish my life. I get my life threatened every day. They want me to finish my life so they can go on and get their millions. But the problem right now is not only Vietnamese people, but also the Mexican people. And I'm the only Vietnamese people speaking for Vietnamese in America. So my family wants me to die so they get their money, but they realize that if I die, America might kill every Vietnamese in America. But what they also do is that the 140 families, they want me to die so they get the money because they all retired. They all saw money in their account and they thought, hey, we're gonna get this money and let's just stop working. So by stop working, they lose the skill and the opportunity. So right now, I keep on telling them to go back to work, but yeah, they're stuck because they lost their skill and they're retired. They're retired, and they want me to die, and that's the dilemma. They I die, they get the money, but they were gonna die too big because America doesn't want to keep them. So that's the dilemma. That's the dilemma. So right now we're at let's see, uh, November of 2023. My wife, she's from Switzerland. Um, you know, the army told me that I had to move out, and I moved out. So that kind of saved my wife's life. So I moved out. My mom was living at home alone, and my goal is to stay alive. My goal is to stay alive. So I moved out, and from November until now, which is April, that's 6 months. I managed to stay alive, and I also managed to indicate to my family that something's wrong with the family set the deal that the family got with the government, and they realized that I'm innocent, but the way the government presented the problem, my family accepted the money and thinking that I was already guilty. That's why they were assured that I was gonna die. They thought I was already guilty. That's why they accepted the deal. They got money into the bank account, and then now I'm still alive, but they're running out of money because they retired and have been working. So that's the problem. That's the problem now. That's the problem. So, and the sanction from 2012. I asked the government many times. We need the money. We need the money. My cast and crew needs to be paid or wants to be paid. So yeah, that's the problem. Um, the government also is not, you know, not playing it straight. They want some money out of it, and I say I'm not negotiating. I need the whole amount because this is an investigation from the government because I made a movie and I made 2 books, and Hollywood is being investigated too. So a lot of people are listening in. So it's a tug of war. So, anyways, this is intro video. So anyone listening, that's what happened. So That's what happened. That's what's happening in my life, and it's not funny. I didn't mean to smile. It's not funny, and I'm trying to tell my family that they need to go back to work. They need to stop fooling around. Um, all this time, my family has to has been trying to comply with the laws of both presidents and the Democratic side. Right now, this year is 2024, and my family is in a bad position right now with me, and I'm in a bad position too because I'm all by myself, and my family's all scattered. So yeah, thanks for listening. This is Tom the Long Talk Show. I started. This is a replacement to my radio station with radio.co. Um, and my topics, have been are listed in the details for this video. You know, um, so I'm going to try to make a video every night at 9 p.m. And right now it's 8:44. Maybe I'll start another video and talk about the problem solvings in the world, or and maybe continue in this video. But yeah, this is the first intro video for my talk show, and I just want to let everybody know what's going on in my life, and yeah, hopefully I will survive and live a long life, make more movies and books and money, and live a long life with my wife and fiance. All right, so this is Thomas Long. Um, signing off for with the YouTube audience. Today's date is April 23, 2024. Thank you.